Hello, welcome to week 5 of your Honors English 101 class. This week is kind of a big week. There's a lot going on. There's 2 things that are due on Wednesday. One of them is the final draft of your Everybody Should essay. Hopefully you got some good feedback from your peers through the peer review process, both on the outline and on your rough draft. And you are 100% required to consider the feedback that your peers gave you. You are not required to take it. So if you disagree, when it comes down to it, like you're the writer, it's your paper, you make those decisions on what you agree with and what you shouldn't, and you make those revisions. If you haven't yet had a chance to run your writing through BrainFuse or the Learning Commons, I would definitely recommend doing that. However, keep in mind it can take 24 to 48 hours to get that returned to you. So if you are going to do that, you probably need to get it submitted no later than today so that you have time to get that feedback returned to you, make the appropriate revisions, and then submit your final draft. But this paper you should have looked at and made revisions multiple times. You should have multiple editions of it. To get to BrainFuse, it's over on the left-hand navigation. See where it says online tutoring? That's how you're going to click in there. And you can either submit it to the Learning Commons at PC and have a writing tutor there look at it, or you can go directly to BrainFuse. It's kind of up to you. You also should be running it through Grammarly. If you don't know what I'm talking about Grammarly, like log into the modules and take a look. You'll see it at the top under the things to know and refer to often. Grammarly will catch a lot of those little picky grammatical mistakes, and you can get a premium version of Grammarly for free. PC English Department is paid for you to have access to that. So if you already have a Grammarly account, it'll show you how to upgrade it to premium for free. If you haven't used Grammarly at all, just make sure, don't spend money on it. You can get it for free. And let me know if you have questions about that. The other thing that's happening this week is seminar number 1. I know it might seem a little fast considering we just determined the topics last week, but because of the virtual environment, there's a little bit less pressure on you guys to kind of come prepared with something to talk about. There's definitely more pressure when you're in person and you're talking about it versus writing it. So for this assignment, it's pretty simple. You just need to do research on the topic that we picked, and you need to take a position. You need to be on one side of the issue. You need to have a claim, something specific about it. And I just want you to write a 1-page position paper. I want this to be in either Microsoft Word or in Google Docs. I don't want you typing directly into the text box. That box is there so that you can post the link in there, not so you can just type directly into it. Because I want to see proper formatting of your works cited, of your citations, of everything. So you'll just do a brief discussion of the topic and appropriate background information. What is your understanding about what the topic is itself? And then I want you to have a claim. What is your position on it? What are you arguing here? What's your point? What are you talking about? And then a brief discussion of your points backing up your claim, and then you need to include at least 2 scholarly sources within your paper. So this is just 1 page. I'm not looking for 5 paragraphs here necessarily. I'm looking for a few paragraphs, not just one long one. Kind of break it up though, like your introduction, background, establishing what the topic is, state your claim. Body is the points that you're making to back up your claim, however many of those that you have, and that's probably where your research and your sources are going to show up. And then conclude, wrap it up. Like, what are your final thoughts on this topic? If you were having a debate in class and I gave you 1 moment to say, what are your final thoughts to your audience, try to convince them to feel the way that you do, what would you say? That's what goes in your conclusion. Okay, so you need to have this posted up by midnight on Wednesday, and then you have until Sunday at midnight to provide responses to your peers. And so I want you to read what they wrote, think about whether you agree or disagree with what they're saying, and then just have an academic scholarly discussion about what they said. Okay, those responses need to have at least 1 citation, so you're not just responding with opinion, you're responding backed up by evidence, and they need to be at least 150 words in length. So I'm not looking for a couple sentences here, I'm looking for more like a paragraph response. Okay, so not everybody's going to be necessarily talking about the exact same thing within this topic because it's pretty broad, but that's good. it'll give you an opportunity to, if you find something that somebody has written that you really want to respond to, go and conduct a little bit of research to formulate your response so that you can then provide that citation, and then you're providing a really scholarly, thought about, researched response, as opposed to, I agree and this is why. Like, it's great if you agree. It's okay if you disagree. That's great too. Just provide rationale. I agree or disagree. This is why. Here's my source or my evidence to back that up. Here's my citation if you want to know more. Okay, so those are the two things from this week. Make sure that if you have questions, you're asking them. I have office hours again today, Monday at 12, I believe, and on Thursday at 10. So if you have questions about either of these things, definitely stop by office hours today, ask your question. You can also send me messages and I'll reply to you. We can kind of get through this, but just know that, you know, this is one of those weeks that kind of sets this class apart as an honors class, and you're an honor student. And so if you're like, oh, this is kind of a lot, well, you know, it kind of is, but that's okay because you can do this. I'm not worried about your ability to do this at all. But I want to make sure that you ask questions if you have them. Okay. So otherwise, I hope that you're having a good time this semester. I hope that things are going well. I hope that you are, you know, keeping track of everything that you have to do and you're not falling behind. I hope that if you have questions of any of your instructors, that you're asking them and you're reaching out and you're utilizing your resources. And that's about it. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'm excited to see what you submit this week. Bye.